G'day, welcome to Mark and Sam After Work. Today I just want to do a quick little overview on this component sitting on the side here that the guys at SIGHTLOK sent me. Now they just emailed and said, listen, would you like to have a look at this product? It's something you might find interesting with no strings attached, just we'd like to send you one to have a look at. So I said, yes, I'm quite willing to do that and have a look. And I actually think it's of a product that I think some people are going to like. So it's something I want to do a video on. So you can see what it is. What it is this little unit on the side here that with a couple of knobs I can take out this is the SIG 2400 laser rangefinder, which is a very common sort of size and shape of rangefinders. We use this right out to 3,000 meters, and I've got very, very experienced at being able to use it where I can lay or sit or kneel and hand hold out at that sort of distance. But yeah, listen, even myself, but the average person finds that quite difficult to hold still enough. So when you're trying to get an accurate reading on a very small thing, then sitting on a tripod or attaching to something really helps. So that's one thing where this little bracket, which actually has a big tinny rail mount on it, has a couple of different extensions to get it at different distances, and you can mount it to your rail, and then it has adjustment screws on it. You can set it all up. There's bits and pieces to move it to different places. This is where I set up this one here, but it ends up with some nice little rubber mounts and bits and pieces where you can adjust, not only lock it in there on the side there, but also adjust it. In actual fact, it's all on sort of some movable rubber, so you can actually sight the thing. You can actually put this thing in, and with a bit of paying attention, get it set up to line up to where you've got your zeroed or aiming directly at target. You obviously can't change your internal elevation, made more for a hunting rig where it's set, but then have this pointing in exactly the same place. And I did it on a couple of rifles. I set it up on a little hunting rifle and did that as well, but found that yes, you could actually line this up with these bits and pieces and get it exactly the same place. So it turns into a twofold sort of thing, very much like the rangefinders and bits and pieces. Now some with this has got a ballistic half in it as well, but they're attached to the top of the scope, attached to somewhere or other where it is a dedicated item for that. Spend the money to do that as well, and it attaches to it, but then you can actually press it on your rifle and set up like that. Well, this is giving you the same sort of thing by using what you probably already have, a rangefinder, whether it's just a little golf rangefinder or it's something like this SIG unit with ballistic data in there as well. I don't tend to use the ballistic data, but I certainly could do. And then set up on that rifle to where when you've set up, aiming at exactly what you want with the scope, you can then go over and press this button on the side and you've got a proper range on it. I actually found, and I presume anyone could get to this place, but I set it up on both this rifle and the other rifle when I was having a play with it, and I was getting it to where I could get in behind there and use this one here and get to here, because you've got to get up really close to this lens to be able to see the images and that sort of stuff. So you've sort of got to set it up in this fashion. But I found that I could actually get it up onto the rifle where I look in there, and I could, if I used both eyes, I could superimpose the image. So I actually had the scope image and my range with the little ring around there, but I had the range reading on there. So I could actually set it up on a tripod. I could do it offhand as well, but easier on a tripod because you've got another hand to press a button, obviously. But to actually move around there and press that button and get exactly the range I was using with the two images. I don't know if that was a quirk or if that's what most people are going to find, but certainly something I found I could do it like that. Regardless of that little quirk, it worked well. It worked really nicely, and it's using your already obtained, or you already got rangefinder, which is, you know, I like this through the fact of I wouldn't set up this sort of thing where I want my eyes doing other things in my ELR stuff, but the ability to do it for the hunting stuff and the shorter range stuff, and if it was reasonably fast acquisition, wanting to know those distances, then it actually could work like that, where you actually go, whether you're swapping one eye over or you're using the other one eye and the other eye sort of stuff, but it is set up to where you press the button, you got your range, and then of course with this type of thing, could also give you your dial, being a ballistic app unit. It could also tell you, you're moving up to 3 mils now or 10 mils now or MOA or whatever it is. You could adjust it with that side of things. So I just thought it was worth a look. I think for some people it is going to be something that would really help. You know, I probably will have it. I haven't gone out and tried to use it in the field for any of the pest control stuff I do. But when you're shooting at stuff with a 22 and going out to 200 yards, I'm pretty good at sort of, when I'm in the middle of season, I should say, of getting on with being able to judge that distance and work out my holdover, which certainly changes on something like the 22. But at the beginning of the season, it takes me a little bit of finding. There's a little bit of dropping them short or going too long on small targets out of that distance, through the fact that the ranging is a problem. And certainly if you want to put some night time in it, then it's a huge problem trying to range properly with the night air and the change of what you see. It's harder to range distance at night time. So this sort of rig on there, set up where you know it's aiming in the right place, click over there and you can hold on it. I think it's going to be a really nice little option. Obviously there's the dedicated ones that go in there that work well as well. And they give different readouts. You're not using, it's a different sort of setup then, because then you're just viewing here and pressing a button to get a number. This one you're actually viewing through here to see your number, but it does work, and in the way of a fairly simple bit of kit that is easy enough to bolt on and off as well for what you're up to. Yeah, I think it's going to suit some people. Anyway guys, that's the little one on that there. I've put below the address. I don't put the links in. That always gets me in trouble with YouTube side of things. So it's just address there, just copy and paste and you'll be able to find them and have a look and see what it's worth in your neck of the woods, that sort of stuff. But yeah, not a bad idea. Anyway guys, hope you liked the video. Thanks for checking in. We'll catch you next time.